Hello everyone, we're back with more Link's Awakening, and today we got a very special guest with us.
Hi.
Yes, it's Zwataketa here, guest starring on Link's Awakening because I asked him to. Now fun fact, he's never actually beaten this before.
I did try to do a blind run a long time ago. Well, I couldn't get past the forest.
That's okay, the first time I played I didn't get past the forest either. Didn't quite
That
understand
makes me feel
how to
better.
find it. Didn't quite understand what to do with the magic powder once I got it.
But I mean, seriously, the witch is right there, and I never found... Wow. I wonder how many people get stuck at that point. Also, picking up grass, because that is a thing.
Picking up grass because I didn't feel like pulling the sword out. That and I still needed to have the power bracelet grant. And then I switched to the sword anyway.
I find it hilarious in Zelda games that you can just pick up grass and throw it. But I don't think it actually does any damage to enemies, unlike pots.
It varies from game to game. I know in all of the Game Boy Color games you can throw shrubs to damage enemies.
Huh.
I've never really had the opportunity to try it in the 3D Zeldas, though.
I at least know it doesn't do it in there, because you don't even get a good arc with it. Heck, I don't even think that you can attack them with pots in the 3D Zelda games.
Welcome to the Dream Shrine. We hadn't come here yet because you need the boots to get the treasure here. And the arm mimics are immune to anything you have at this point except for a charging attack. I mean, yes, you can kill them with the power of the Piece of Power, but are you sure you're going to bring the power of the Piece?
So I just noticed something funny when Link was in bed. Oh, also, Guardian Acorn does absolutely nothing other than play music.
When you've got the blue tunic.
Yeah. So I noticed when you were in bed, the top half of the bed was separating from the rest of the bed because that's part of Link's sprite at that point.
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
And we've got the ocarina. We should learn to play many songs.
Oh wait, wrong game.
I don't even think that melody appears in this game.
Yeah, of course it does. And what I think it was first appeared in Ocarina of Time because that was like the song for that game. Zelda's Lullaby.
Well, it's actually the theme that plays when you rescue Zelda from the dungeon in Link to the Past.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's just you don't recognize it all the time because it's got that fanfare leading into it. But it still does the familiar da 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 da. It still
I'll
does
have
that.
to check that soon. So when are you gonna give the monkey the bananas?
You mean back when we went into Candlelit Castle? In episode 3?
Well, my memory's foggy then because Huh.
Yeah, we did the bananas in episode 3 and the stick in episode 4. Hell, we needed to get the stick to get the honeycomb to get this far.
Trading quests for games I haven't played that far in.
All of a sudden, Legend of Zelda Dating Sim.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say. I just saw the line, heart skipped a beat. Also, those seagulls aren't getting anywhere, they're just moving around randomly.
Well, fun fact about seagulls, they actually stay close to land themselves, so because they're not sure where the rest of the dry land is, they're staying near Koholint.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't seem... they're only moving sideways. That must be a very powerful gust of wind in front of them.
Or behind them. Well, the thing is that the Game Boy Color didn't exactly have the hardware to zoom them in and out.
Well, yeah, but, you know...
So fun stuff with Marin.
Dig to the center of the earth.
And if you play the ocarina, no matter what song you play...
Wow. And you don't take so kindly to that, right?
Well, she just... Yeah. More than likely, I would just assume that Link pretends he didn't hear her.
I'm more curious now than ever to see the manga, just to see how she's characterized in that.
And more dates.
Yay! Secret place. Aren't you going to say anything?
Oh, I have to give the man credit where credit's due. He is a better listener than I am.
And already they've been found out.
Only
so
by
much for the secret place.
And I immediately walk into that Octorok.
Octoroks. They're the Goombas of Zelda. Only
Funnily enough, there are actual Goombas in this game.
Oh yeah, I saw those in earlier parts. Was it part 3?
Part 1 actually. They appear in the first dungeon. They appear in Tail Cave.
Huh. And another Octorok. Those Octoroks have it out for you, or maybe Link has it out for himself via Octorok.
And here's a secret seashell most people don't even know is there. Because, I mean, come on, when are you going to come around this way with the Pegasus boots?
Also, Marin can hop and dash without any items.
Well, yeah, she's a native of the island.
Huh.
So
you know, the more I think about it, the more I find it funny that you... Oh, this part.
So
I like how he was just waiting down here for someone to fall into the well. And...
So yeah, those bushes outside the well always drop at least 1 heart. Sometimes they will drop 2 hearts.
But yeah, I find it... The more I think about it, the more I find it crazy that... Link needs items to run and jump. Other than that, he's not very physically active.
I wouldn't say he's physically inactive, I would just say he's not very agile.
On his own.
Anyway, we get another photo where Terran just wedges his way into the date. And then this.
Oh, this part.
Yep, you attack a hen with Marin in the party and she will tell you off. However, you do it enough times... And then she says something else. Do it! Do it! Do it more! Wait,
she knows what's gonna happen.
Huh? No, it's nothing. I didn't mean it. Yeah, that's what I've always thought, is that she says that because she knows what's going to happen if you keep doing it.
So basically,
anyway, now that
she's
egging you on because she wants to see you get your just desserts. Anyway, now that we're done playing around with Marin, it's time to advance the plot. So we take a quick stop off in Telltale Heights because that portal's active. And now we go to Animal Village.
Marin doesn't actually fall into the black hole, but she still gets teleported.
She still flies out of it, yeah.
Speaking of teleporting. Jumping and slashing your sword, the best way to cut away grass.
Yeah, too bad that only works in your dreams. Anyway, we get Marin to sing for the walrus, and that wakes him right up. And in fact, he's so happy to see Marin that he starts jumping around and dancing.
And that causes him to...
slip and fall into the sea. Just like that. And the bunny heard Marin singing and he wants to invite her to Animal Village. Way to ruin the date there, bunny. Way to ruin the date.
Yay.
She didn't even turn back. Anyway, now that that romantic side quest is over, let's go tackle Sandland Mola.
Annoyance, you are only getting in the way! Was that the boss talking?
That was the boss talking.
Why does he say that?
All of the bosses have pre-boss dialogue. It's just that this guy is the first one to actually point out that you're kind of screwing with their plans. Anyway, this guy takes 4 spin attacks to the head, less if you've got a piece of power or the red tunic. And he drops the Angler's key.
And you got absorbed into the vortex.
Well, it is entirely possible to jump out of the sand before you get swallowed in. I am not particularly good at avoiding getting swallowed by the sand. And then I immediately succeed.
And so what happens if you get swallowed by this? Oh.
Well, we have to come down here anyway.
So if that happens during the boss battle...
The boss gets reset.
How many times did that happen to you?
I don't think it happened. Well, no, it happened in an outtake. It did happen in an outtake.
So only once?
Yeah. So now that we're done, well, mostly done in the desert, and of course that cactus doesn't cooperate. That Pokey needs to move faster, yo.
Yeah, but it's a Pokey. They move naturally slow.
Yeah. So we come down here and we get the high and dry seashell.
So how are you moonwalking?
It's actually a bug in how the game handles inputs. If you turn around in the opposite direction fast enough, the game doesn't fully realize that you've turned around. And now we have an owl talking at us. The shape of the key shows a fish swimming up a cascade of water. Go now to the mountain waterfall. A leap from the top and you will reach your goal.
So you basically need to pull the whatchamacallit fish that Sheik does in Ocarina of Time. Bouncing fish, I think? What's the name of the move of the new down B move that she has in Smash 4?
I don't have Smash 4, so I don't know.
I want to say it's bouncing fish. Also, that guy at the bottom right, just yeah.
Well, cool. I think that bear shows up again in Oracle of Ages, listening to Nehru sing.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was a bear. I thought that was like some sort of Psyduck kind of thing.
Psyduck.
I mean, anyway, look, the muzzle looks kind of like a Psyduck bill.
Anyway, Marin happily teaches us how to play her song. And once again, if you tell her no, she sings it to you again. She really wants us to remember her.
But at least she's not as violent about it as the photographer. Or me. The Ormy wasn't saying that I was violent. The Ormy was, what she said. Oh man, taking things out of context.
I was half expecting you to come up with a name from Corpse Party, to be honest.
I'm trying to avoid that for now.
Anyway, we come down here and we put the key in this keyhole. One of the outtakes that I had was me not putting the key in the keyhole at the right time and going up the mountain before I had opened up the dungeon. Can you say colossal waste of time?
Colossal waste of time.
Thank you. And of course, the take right after that, I burned up all my magic powder and couldn't get the upgrade. Yeah.
Gotta love those outtakes.
Well, this is why I plan things well in advance. Unfortunately, I no longer have that footage because in a fit of pique, I deleted it. Leading to the footage you see now.
Yeah. Is it possible to move up and down while, or up sideways while dashing?
To my knowledge, every time you change directions while dashing, it resets your dash. Oh. So while you can turn, you cannot veer.
Ah. So no strafing.
Right. This is not Minish Cap. This is not Minish Cap. Oh, hey, up there is Papal, and like he said at the beginning of the game, not that I talked to him at the beginning of the game, he's lost in the mountains.
Oh dear.
Well, it's a good thing we just happen to have a delicious pineapple with him, because he's hungry. He is very hungry.
Vittles?
Vittles.
Vittles.
Now, this isn't me undercranking this, by the way. This is actually the game speeding up the music.
This isn't meant to be a reward.
Here, take this hibiscus. It's a hibiscus. You traded the pineapple for the hibiscus.
So much Hawaiian.
And now we plod along the water.
So, how can Link always just jump down stairs safely?
Magic? I don't know. And welcome to Angler's Tunnel.
But I mean, seriously, you'd think with all the times he side hops and backflips up and down stairs, at least once he would break his neck or something. But no.
Well, we only ever see the timelines where he succeeds. I'm sure there's a timeline where he falls down the Great Deku Tree and breaks his neck on the way down.
Well, that's kind of dark to think about.
That got macabre really fast.
Yeah. I would probably be more concerned, more shocked, if not for Corpse Party, but hey, there's your Corpse Party thing. I do gotta say that the Rock's Feather looks very useful for...
Well, canonically, as far as I understand, in the Zelda timeline, this is actually the timeline where Link fails in Ocarina of Time.
Huh. Like the first game before Link to the Past? No,
yeah,
wait, not Link to the Past? Is it?
Yeah, Link to the Past is in this timeline.
Okay, I was thinking about the actual title. I had, like, you don't go time travel in that. Oh, wait.
Yeah, the split timelines. In Ocarina, you've got 3 timelines. The one where Link succeeds, the one where Link comes back as a child and succeeds, and the one where Link doesn't succeed at all.
Yeah, now I understand the name for A Link to the Past. That was originally a prequel before they made Ocarina of Time as another prequel, and Skyward Sword as another prequel, and Minish Cap as another prequel.
Yeah, this is why you only make one prequel, kids. Don't be Brian Jacques. Make one prequel, not 10.
Let's just continue adding to the story from the beginning.
For those of you who don't get the reference, Brian Jacques wrote the Redwall series, and at one point he wrote more prequels than there were sequels.
Because where do you go from there?
It's the legendary sword, Rat Death, that was used to kill Sarmina, and after that it was used to kill, oh shoot, I forgot what the timeline was already. But seriously, the Redwall timeline is almost as screwy as the Zelda one. Almost. There's no time travel involved. But it's kind of screwy.
And this is why we don't mess with time travel, kids.
Yeah, because otherwise, not only will you become your own grandpa, you'll kill your own grandpa and sleep with your grandma.
Oedipus complex. Hey, there's the key.
Yep. Now, it's theoretically possible to make this diagonal jump. I am not particularly good at it because it's stupidly precise. You can also use the Pegasus boots to make the jump from here, but the timing is stupidly precise because as soon as you touch the water, you drown. So really, it's just better to go the long way. If this P-Hat will ever let me.
See, there's a lot of things, like, at least in these earlier Zelda games, that I don't know how I would ever be able to figure out without a walkthrough.
Well, these earlier Zelda games were made with the intention of you asking your friends for help. Hey, did you figure out how to get into Dungeon 7? No, didn't you? No.
So that's why there's no dungeon map in this, is there?
No, there are dungeon maps aplenty, it's just I don't like getting them because they slow me down. Getting the compass is especially slow because every time you get the compass, it's like 2 minutes of text.
2 minutes?
It's not quite that bad, but it's ridiculously long because in the DX version, every time you pick up the compass, it tells you, now this compass has a new feature. Every time you enter a room with a key that you haven't collected yet, a tone will sound. Isn't that helpful?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Also, that looks like the easiest Zelda boss ever.
You played Ocarina of Time, right?
Yes.
That guy's only easy when you've got a Rock's Feather.
It's possible to fight him without the Rock's Feather?
It is, but you take a lot more damage, unless you can manage to outpace him and stun him with your boomerang and stab him from behind. But then again, we're not playing Ocarina of Time, we're playing Link's Awakening, where you have the option of just jumping over the damn thing.
Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about that one Octorok inside Jabu Jabu's belly.
Yeah, that was that guy.
Huh.
That's why I say, that fight is a lot easier when you can jump over him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I speak from experience.
So now we're in this room, and the sparkle pattern on the floor in this room is the same as the sparkle pattern in the room just outside of where you get the flippers. So even though you don't need to do the sparkle pattern in the room outside the flippers, you kind of still need to do it so you know the pattern for this room. This dungeon is fun, because once you get the flippers, there is nothing stopping you from getting the boss key, because you don't need any more keys after that point. Of course, it does require you to do some good platforming.
Yeah, in a Zelda game where platforming isn't really existent. I think
the platforming in the 2D Zeldas has always been hit or miss. Anyway, here's the boss key. And now we can just go straight to the boss room because the level designers did not take into account the fact that Link moves faster when jumping diagonally than when walking diagonally.
Oh boy.
Leading you to skip an entire leading you to skip that key that we got before the cue ball room.
And now
Angler!
Mario fishing. Swing.
Oh, this is a fun fight. Angler doesn't actually hurt you. Only his fishies do.
Well, that's that.
Well, that happened.
So yeah, that was the boss.
And with that, Angler's Tunnel is complete, allowing us to collect the Surf Harp. I will see y'all next time. And remember, winners don't lose frogs.
Ribbit.
Bay! Your rope goes into the bay!